Alexa, stop. Right, here's the block, and the job is to get that lot of new components, new crankshaft, new bearings, new springs, new valves, new tappet lifters, is that what they call them? Yeah, into the block. So here we go. Right, that should do it. Okay, tappet lifters. They've all got, they're completely new. The adjusters are new because the old ones had a recess in them where the valve end had worn a recess. So if you set the valve clearances, it would be sitting on the ridge around the outside of where the valve's been wearing away. So I was faced with the choice of machining them down or buying new ones. So these are new old stock from Wenover, came in blocks of toffee, but they're all nice and clean, shiny and beautiful. Standard size. The bore is not worn. So let's just drop those in. You can see they're floating down gently, doing any sudden movements. Off you go, get down there boys, and there's one missing just down there. I've taken the time off camera to coat them in this stuff. It says, perfect for engine building, prevents dry starts, and it's Lucas Oil semi-synthetic, and the nearest thing I can think to it is that STP oil treatment you used to get, you know, the stuff that comes out the tin like glue to help your big end stop knocking on the older engines, but it's very sticky and persistent. I've coated everything in it. You can see these new bearings are all been put in place, and these are all coated in it as well. Sticky stuff. A bit stringy actually. When you withdraw apart, it kind of strings up. So they're all in. Push that one down. There's no play in them. Absolutely fine fit. And in we go with the camshaft. Carefully avoiding scratching anything. There she comes. Don't be shy. Slide her into position. New camshaft. The old one was rusty as a pig. This is 1945, this engine. Rusty as you couldn't imagine. But someone had run them up. I'll show you a tappet lifter. There you go, look at that. That's a pretty good one. But the obviously it had rusted and then been run up again. The engine had been run up after it had been rusted. And there's the adjusters. You can see they've got a ridge around the outside where the valve was worn away at the centre part of it, so you couldn't set them. So that's the old bits, all in a box. Camshaft thrust washer plate bolts in, just to try the right holes. It'd be a start. So in they go. Right, I'm going to turn around now, so you have to. Alexa, stop. So now the valve springs. Putting the collars on, out of the way. Should be one more. Yep, there is. Thought I'd lost one there for a second. Right, turn them so they're bottom dead centre, or both valve closed. Pop the springs in. Okay, so pop the springs in, put them in with the closely coiled end towards the top, away from the moving end, because there's lower mass. So you get more responsive spring if there's a lower mass that's doing the maximum travel. So they go in that way round with that end upwards towards the top of the block. Top of the block. He said, one. 2, 3. 4. 'Oh, that's a stiff one. She cried. Try again. Six. That adjuster's obviously a bit further out on that one. That one's number 6. Seven. And if I can get this one in, it'll be a miracle. Well, miracles happen. So now ready for the valves. The stems are lubricated with the oil. They've all been lapped in into the new seats. This block has got new hardened seats fitted. Right, time to get a chair now, I think. I have to get gravity to help me to get the collets in. Or the retaining collars, or whatever the Americans call them. My dad used to call them collets, and he used to work for Rolls-Royce, so I call them collets. Get the lever in the right place to get maximum leverage at the point where I need it. Just washing the end of the valve stem so that the assembly glue will stick to it, so I can stick these collets in position with a blob of the old assembly glue. And it's for gearboxes really, but it's fine for just a few tappets just to hold them in position. You don't know until you try. Piece of welding wire. Stay put, whatever you do. What to do is without gloves on, I think. Okay, that looks like the tool is going to interfere with that. I'm going to try. I might just hold them in position. Just going to put them on lightly so that the spring, when it retracts, just pushes them off. Okay, let's see what happens when I remove this. What could possibly go wrong? Are you ready for this? Can you see what's going on down there? I think you probably can. It's just moving a bit closer, she said. There you go, that's how you do that. Yes, lovely job. Next one. Let's turn the cam round so we've got a bit of space to move on that one. Of course, now I've got resistance from the first one, so I'm going to have to put a spanner on that. There we go. Okay, so that's fine. That'll do her nicely. Things go better with glue. Give a bit of a gentle grip and release the spring. There we are, lovely. Let's do the ones that are fully down already. It'll save time, won't it? Yeah, it will. Keep your fingers clear. There we go. Hello. Something different about this one. Is that lifter not fully down? It is. It's always a fiddly operation, this. There we are. There we are. Take it all. Little valve stem, a quick wipe. Make sure my collets stick. Would have done this last week, except I'd lost two collets somewhere. I couldn't think for the life of me where they were. So I ordered some more from America, and then found the two I'd lost. They were in the screw cleaning pot in the tar that collected in the bottom of the wash tank. So that's what was wrong with that. Hold those on. Yep, lovely job. Okay, so they're done, they're done, they're done. This one's not done, and that the end two are not done. So let's just move this over here so you get a closer look. Now the real question is, will I get this done before the camera battery runs out of juice? We will find out. Wiggle, wiggle. Here we are. This thing should run like a little sewing machine when it's finished. All new bearings, new crankshaft, new camshaft, new pistons, new rebore. Everything has been done. Got one minor problem with it, is the timing cover. This had valve gear timing covers on it. Sorry, valve gearing, gear valves have been fitted, retrofitted to the engine, but you can see the scoring mark around here. So that scoring is, if you put gears in instead of chain, if you do an upgrade to gear or downgrade to gear, depending which way you look at it, the gear driven version's got a different timing cover, and if you just put it together with the old timing cover on, you end up with the oil thrower rubbing on the cover, and eventually it rubs through apparently. But I could see this had been done because it was all scored, and so I've got to sort that out. I'm in two minds. I can either make a new oil thrower. There doesn't seem to be a thrower on some diagrams. It's like there's no thrower on the gear driven version, but it has got a rubber seal, an ordinary neoprene oil seal on it, one of the modern types. So the question is, do I get a new timing cover, or do I make a new thrower, or do I just leave the thrower off and put a spacer on instead, which I can make in the lathe over there if I want to. But it's all, ooh, that's a bit harder to turn now. So we've got this one to do, so I've got to turn that to there, push that all the way in, and do this one. How many have we done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got the two at the end and this one to do. So let's do this one next. That one there. We just don't know, do we, what to do for the right thing. I mean, it will run with anything on it. Let's face it, it's really just 4 Briggs & Stratton lawnmower engines in a row. So, side valve. Probably run on any octane of fuel, petrol and paraffin mix probably. I suppose in wartime you can't be too fussy where your fuel comes from. When push comes to shove, you've got to use what's available. So it'll probably run on diesel once you start it on petrol. Smoke a bit though. Okay, try this one. Oh, that was a nice smooth operation. Okay, so we've done that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. So we've got 7 and 8 to do now. So for your viewing pleasure, I will relocate the camera. I'll try to anyway. If it plays ball with me. There we are. That's a lovely job, that camera mount I just made. Right, these ones are the new collets, so hopefully they fit. Oop, like that they went. Good life of its own, this one. One. Come on, there we are. Meet your new home. There we are. Turn the camshaft around. God, that's getting stiff with all these valves on it. Get in there. Come on. I might lift it to stay back when I put this on. Screwdriver or pry bar, mini pry bar from Lidl in the UK. Very useful kit actually, about £15 for the whole kit. But it does the trick. There we go. Now we're cooking on gas. Ooh, there you are. Right, let's get these collets in there before I lose them. This block was full of rust. It was halfway up the cylinders with rust and detritus in the water jacket. Took me quite a few flushes and some electrolysis to get rid of it. I did a video of it. I'll see if I can upload it because you might find it interesting. And in the end I was a bit worried about, I was using a method that didn't eat away at the steel, it just attacked the rust. But it was very slow and it was a very low temperature out here. It was during the point where it was like between 1 and 4 degrees outside. So I had to leave the heater running, blasting on the block. And I got there in the end, but it's clear now. There's nothing sitting in the base. The water jackets are all fully operational. Interesting enough, down here at number 4, the stuff in the water jacket was way up the cylinder. I mean, it was just completely packed full of rust and crap from the water. And interestingly enough, the engine had very low compression on number 4. Number 4 cylinder was very warm. And I wonder if it was because of insufficient cooling around the back end of the block, because of all the rust build up, all the sediment in the water jacket. It wasn't too bad at the front. It was obviously flushed around and all settled in the back of the block. To get it out, I had to put a piece of this stuff in the drill, put a little hook on the end, and then go down through the water jacket holes on the top and just literally an electric drill, just rooting it all out and loosening it all, and then pressure wash the block and put some more of the old magic solution, phosphoric acid solution, in to convert that back into crumbly iron oxide, blast that out, and I did it about 4 times in the end until I was satisfied, but it's absolutely clear now in the block. So that actually concludes that episode, I think. So, the blast of celestial trumpets. Yep, all working. So that's that bit done. Yeah, get some of the old goo. It's for gearbox and transmissions, but a little bit won't hurt in the engine, especially an old engine like this that uses mineral oil, or should do. Okay, it's me signing off. I'll see you on the next stage.